everybody. I hope you're doing well today. This video is about one of the hot trends for this year for Christmas and also about our October giveaway. And if you don't know all about that, stay tuned for later on in the video and I will tell you all about that and how you enter. Anyway, sit back and enjoy.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to be pouring some resin, and you use, this is quick curing resin, so 50% part A, 50% part B. I have these little cups I got off of Amazon, like a ton of them, and I just measure to whatever level I need and then make the other one equal, mix it up, and I mix it till it's clear. And I'm going to go ahead and just pour it right into my molds. And the molds that I'm using today are Biblots 2 or Bibelo 2, Ginger and Spice, and Victoriana. Now the Ginger and Spice are from past years. I think I have a few of those. Not positive. I bought them retail from somebody, so their price is a little more. But if you don't have those, you definitely can just do the first part of this video. But I'm going to go ahead and pour them, and I'm going to have to come back in, and I didn't pour enough to get everything that I wanted. So I'll come back in and I'll do that little lady. And I'm making sure that I get the tops of all of the Bibelo mold, because this year is different than last year. If you got yours, you had to add it. Top to it, which is really not hard. I will show you how to do that later. So one thing that I always do on my molds is that I usually, if I have a small piece that I'm trying to fill with resin, I usually wait till I'm at the end of my resin, because the less you have in your cup, the easier it is to pour. And I also have these little squeezer droplet things, because this Victoriana is very detailed and it's hard to pour. And the little droplet, you get a ton for very little. And a lot of times I will do that. One thing that I make sure I do on any of the molds that I have to trim back is that as soon as they are ready to pull, I pull them and I trim them while they're still kind of soft. So I always make sure that I don't let them sit too long, because then it's a lot harder. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let those cure, and you'll know when they're ready when they turn white. Now the thing on the Bibelo mold is you'll see that the very top of the mold will take a little longer to cure. Just be careful pulling it out, and then just reshape it and set it somewhere flat, and it'll be just fine, and it'll be very sturdy. But the way that this resin works is it seems counterintuitive, but the thicker pieces cure faster than the thinner ones. Now see, these are very flexible still, and I'm going to be bending these pieces of the Victoriana, and I'm going to be putting them over this part of the Bibelo mold. They fit perfectly. I'm sure that was not a coincidence. So I'm going to bend it over that and make sure that it fits on there. And now I have some CA glue, and this is just basically a super glue that you use with a spray, and it will immediately adhere that. I like using that better than hot glue. Hot glue has too much density, and it makes it kind of goopy, and it's not permanent. So now what I'm doing is I am going over all of these ornaments that I have added different pieces to. I've taken the different pieces of the Victoriana and I've added different pieces to them. And I'm going to paint them all with one coat of pine cone. And this is by Paint Couture. And this is just their chalk paint. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to paint over them again in another color. But I want to just get one good coat down with all of these. And move on to the second coat. And I'm also painting all of the ginger and spice pieces as well. So I guess you can tell at this point what we're making is we're making obviously gingerbread things, which is really the hottest big trend everywhere. Uh, so this is a really fun way to make a bunch of ornaments to put on your tree if you're wanting to do that. Now, I realize that some of the pieces may not be what you would see on your typical gingerbread, but I couldn't help myself. I love that Victoriana. It has so many pieces in it that you can mix and match and use on so many things. I'm definitely going to have to stock up on that one because it is a limited edition mold. So if you want it, you better get it because IOD won't be restocking it. And when your stock is run out, that's when they can get expensive or almost impossible to find. So now what I've done is I have mixed up a little bit of several different colors. I have taken Pine Cone from Pink Couture, Coral Passion, and a little bit of Sienna, the Alchemy from Fusion Paint, because I wanted it a little bit lighter than the Pine Cone to make it more gingerbready. I think I could have even gone even lighter. A good color that if you wanted a lighter look, I think would be the Modern Rattan from Pink Couture. It would be it would be a light kind of color to use. And in hindsight, maybe I don't think I really got how dark it was going to dry. And anyway, so this is me going over the front and the back. I always make sure I do my back, and I am doing it with a stippling motion because I want this to look like gingerbread. And now what I'm doing after these are dry, I'm spraying them with, I have Sweet Pickins Satin Top Coat, 50% water and 50% top coat. I do this all the time. It makes it so easy. And I will spray that with this top coat to seal it. And also it'll make it easier to do the next part that we're doing. I have a couple of snowflakes from their snowflake mold. You definitely do not have to have this to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and one of them I cast in clear resin and one I did in the fast curing resin. I will say if you're ever going to want to use your resin and heat it up to make it flexible again, the clear resin seems to do a lot better job of that. I think the fast curing resin tends to be a lot more brittle and it's a lot harder to do that. So maybe if you're making a bunch and you think you're going to do that, you may want to use a clear resin. So now what I'm doing is, this is the clear resin one. I'm heating it up with my heat gun because I want to get this to form over this bibelot mold. And the way to do that is to heat it up. And again, I'm going to use my CA glue, and I'm using a little stick to put it on because my stopper got clogged up. And I'm just going to press it down really good, and you can see it's completely conformed to this bibelot ornament just by heating it up a little bit. And I've probably had that casting sitting there forever. And of course I will spray it with this fast curing. It's I don't know what it is. It makes it immediate hold. And that's why it works so well with this, is that a lot of people use hot glue, but I just don't like that it just seems like it's too thick to go when you're trying to make something really stick to it really well. So I will say that the resin, fast curing resin, is not as flexible after heating it up as the clear resin, but it does definitely conform. And I'm just going to push that down and hold it for a couple seconds, and it will kind of bend and conform. And then I will spray the adhesive on, and then it will be permanent. It will not move. And it's a great way to if you're trying to get things to conform. So now what I'm doing is I am taking Paint Couture Embossing Medium, and I am mixing it with Oyster Pearl, and it's a Luxe Metallic by Paint Couture. That's the Luxe Metallic. And the reason I'm doing that is I want something that has the texture of frosting, white frosting that you would find on gingerbread. I don't want it. I don't want to just paint it with white paint, and I don't want to use puffy paint because I think it's kind of hard to work with. But you know, you definitely could do that. And I also didn't have any on hand, so this worked really well for me. So I'm going to go over this. I'm using a fan brush to kind of go over this, and then later on I'm going to come back in and add more because it didn't end up with enough. If you want just a little, definitely you could do that. I think that looks good too. And then I'm just going to take my paintbrush and put it wherever I want, and I'm not trying to be super accurate. I want this to look like frosting, and it looks it in person you can tell. I don't know if you can tell there. It looks kind of thick like frosting would look. It has definitely has a texture, and that's why I'm going to go back over this with just spots here. I don't want to cover up all of the brown on the snowflake, but I want it to definitely look like icing. And I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of my ornaments. I'm just going to go in different spots all over. You definitely could decorate it with dots or zigzags or however you do your gingerbread. I just did it how I thought it would look good, and went ahead and I did that first coat, and this is with the oyster pearl and the embossing medium mixed together. And if you notice, I'm kind of stippling this on. And the reason I'm doing that is that I want it to have texture, and I want it to look, I don't want it to look flat like, you know, paint would. And I'm going to do that for my first coat because embossing medium is a thicker kind of paste. So by mixing it with the oyster pearl, it'll give it some, you know, shine and glisten, kind of like a icing would. And but it's also, by putting in the embossing medium, it's going to give it some texture and make it a little, it's thicker and basically fluffy. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going over all of these with that one coat of this first. So I'm going to continue to go over all of these with that mixture of the embossing and the oyster pearl, and I stipple it on. Now on these very detailed ones that are from the Victoriana that I put with the bibelots or bibelot, I'm going to go ahead and go over this just with the oyster pearl. I don't want to use the embossing because it's kind of thick, and these are very, very detailed, beautiful little florals on there, and I don't want to take away all of that detail by putting the embossing in there with it. So I'm going to go over the two that I did with those pieces from the Victoriana, and I'm just going to do the oyster pearl without the embossing. Okay, so now what I'm doing is after that first coat is dried, I'm kind of lightly going over the tops with just the Pink Couture Oyster Pearl. And what that's going to do is that's really going to make it look like icing because it's going to be super shiny and glossy. And we already have the texture in there. And I'm not trying to go all over it again. I'm just kind of going over the tops with it. And that's going to give it a nice little shiny look to it, just like icing would. And I'm going to go, now these I did just with the oyster pearl to begin with, but I'm going to go ahead and go back over all of these too with the detail, just to give it a little bit more of a shine and metallic, make it look a little bit more like icing. And I'm going to do everything with those. All wrapped up in red. I keep on dreaming of his face. He just melts my heart away. I'm all glittery cause he makes it feel like Christmas every day. Now the winter's here to stay. All I want is his embrace. Maybe it's crazy, but he makes it feel like Christmas every day. Dear Santa, hurry through the sparkly winter night. He starts up a Christmas tree with every jingle bell. I know we found. And on this one, I decided to go up and down the sides. And like I said, guys, I'm not trying to be perfect here. I'm trying to make it look like it's real icing and it's not just painted on. And I am using the mixture on this of the oyster pearl and the embossing, and then I'll go over it again with just the oyster pearl because again I want it to look a little thicker like frosting. And now I'm using that same combination to go over one of these little hearts in the middle. It's almost like these are made to look like gingerbread, guys, so you have to. Now I can't bake anything. I'm not allowed to bake anything and if I do, nobody ever eats it, so I don't. I buy things, but definitely these, you could definitely use these to make some gingerbread cookies. So I'm going over this in the middle, and I'm going to go over it a couple times. And this is with the mixture, and then I'm going to go ahead and go over it with just the oyster pearl metallic. So now these little snowflakes come from the snow globe mold. You definitely don't have to have those, but we're going to do something with those. I'm going to put 2 of them on that one heart that the little heart that I put the white in the middle. And then I'm going to put some jump rings through them. I just kind of punched a little hole with the tip of my scissors. And I know I'm not on camera real well. And I'm using these big pliers because I can't find my jewelry pliers because I've been straightening out my craft room and, you know, I'll probably never find them again now. So anyway, I'm putting a small jump ring on the snowflake and a large jump ring on the bibelot, top of the bibelot mold. And I'm just doing it on a couple of them. And that's just to have those little snowflakes dangling off of the top. Just a little added feature. So now we're going to our little ginger and spice people, and I really, this happens to me all the time. I really didn't think I would like this. I had the mold. I've never used it. It's the first time I've ever used it, and I had so much fun painting these guys. And they make it so easy because they have all these little textures and all these little places where you can just, you know, your paintbrush lands. Like the jeans, they have that look of jeans when you paint them. Now I'm using the Luxe Metallics in several different colors, guys. I'm going to try and remember which ones I used where. But I used slate blue on the jeans. And I actually went back in and mixed a little bit of sky blue, kind of went over them here. Just to kind of, you know how denim is not just like, you know, it has kind of different colors of blue in it. So I thought I would do that just with having a good time painting these. They were a lot of fun. And the reason I used the Luxe Metallics is I thought, well, I didn't want to just do them white because, you know, but I thought the Luxe Metallics would look like icing if you had different colors of icing. And I think it kind of does. I believe that this one is, this might be teal or Amazon. I don't know which one. But it's one of the greens of the Luxe Metallic. And I'm going over the sweater. You got to give it to him. The sweater really is cool. And so I'm going to go over that. It's got all the ribbing just like a sweater would. You could have a blast doing these, you know. I mean, I had the best time painting these. He's even got a bow tie on this guy. So I'm going to go over all of these and just paint them up with different colors. I use all Luxe Metallics on these guys. I use Love Struck, Cherry Blossom, Red Velvet, Slate Blue, Teal, Sky Blue, Amazon. Anyway, yeah, those are the colors that I used. And I just kind of went across and just played with the different colors. And I put it on pretty thick, but just kind of one coat. These Luxe Metallics are very rich. And I just kind of did all of them and went over the different parts of their clothing with basically all I used was the Luxe Metallics. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of that oyster pearl and I'm going over the top of that one lady to see how it would look. And now I'm putting these bales on the back. I put a drop of super glue, then I spray it, and look at that. I got these off of Amazon. They're very inexpensive. All you do is put a dot of glue. It works for any ornament. And then it's instant. And then you just go ahead and put your little bale on there and spray, and it's on, and it's not coming off either. You could, I guess, put a little glue on the outside of it just for extra protection, but I haven't really had any come off. So anyway, I do that to all of them, and that's where we're going to make these into ornaments. Of course, you could just have these, you know, in a bowl or something, or they're just adorable. I really like these. And I didn't really think I would. Now what I'm doing is I really like that look of the white over the colors. I'm dry brushing the oyster pearl over all of them just to give them more of an icing look. And these molds are very detailed. Of course, IODs usually are. And this is just going to catch the tops of that and really show all of the detail, like in the sweater and the jeans and that little dog. Isn't it adorable? But anyway, I'm going to do that on all of them. So now I've got this pretty green ribbon that I got off of Amazon. It is just a velvet ribbon, a double-sided velvet ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and just string it through. It fits fine through the little bail that I put on top. And I'm just going to tie it on top, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do to these, and I absolutely love them. I think they're adorable. I really, really, really was not thinking I would like, but they were fun to paint too. And I think this would be a great project if you've got grandkids that are old enough to paint, to make a bunch of these and do them together. Be so much fun. Uh, anyway, so I do that, and those are all done. So now all I'm going to do is I've got some red velvet ribbon, and I'm going to do that on all of the other little gingerbread cookies that we did from the Be Below 2 mold. And just go and I think it looks good on those. And yeah, just going to go and just add them in there. Now, of course, they already have the little loops in there, which are great. That's wonderful.
Okay, so this is how you enter our giveaway. What we're doing is we're lifting up other YouTubers, smaller channels, and going over there and checking them out. You guys recommend those YouTubers to me. I go check them out. I pick out one a month, and I send all of y'all over there. You go over to their channel, to the video that I pick, and say Tina sent me, and watch that video and subscribe, and you get a chance to win what I make. And I'm going to be making something that is similar to what they made in that video. So you get a chance to win it just by going over there and checking out a new YouTuber. So that helps that YouTuber, and you get a chance to win. So all you got to do is watch this video.
You're going to watch Gingerbread DIY Christmas ornaments using IOD molds. From Ornate Girl at Heart is the name of her channel, and I'm definitely going to put a link to that video in the description as well. And she's got some great videos out there, guys.
All you got to do is go over there and watch that video and say Tina sent me and subscribe, and then I will, within 1 week, use my random picker and pick one person to win what I've made. So I hope that explains it, and I hope you enter, and good luck.
Okay, here's our little gingerbread people. I think they turned out so cute. I could definitely see doing this with grandkids or kids with real gingerbread, only I'm not allowed to bake anything, so I would have to like buy it pre-made or something. I think this mold would be worth it just for that. I think I have a few of them, guys, but like I said, I had to pay retail for it, so they are priced higher. Anyway, I think they turned out really cute, and they were a lot of fun to make. And here's our Be Below's 2 gingerbread cookies. I think these would actually make great gingerbread cookies too. Because they, you know, and then with the Victoriana, obviously you don't need the Victoriana to decorate these. I just think it's a great mold to have. It has a lot of really fun pieces in it. But anyway, this is them, and I think they turned out pretty cute. Definitely a fun little project to make, and honestly, you could use all kinds of stuff on this. I mean, you could definitely decorate them in color if you wanted to. You could definitely add glitter to them if you wanted to. Anyway, just use your imagination. Well, that's it, guys. If you need any IOD, Fusion, Paint Couture, Paint Art, Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, JRV, Roy Cycle Papers, or decoupage paper, you can get that at rehatchdesigns.com. The link will be in the description, as well as Ornate Girl at Heart and the video you need to see. Go check it out so you have a chance to win all these wonderful decorations. Not only that, she has a great channel, fantastic videos. You will not be disappointed. And I will be back on Saturday. You guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.